Welcome to Paragon's Favorite Stuff, Galley Edition. My name is Monique, and in this series, my partner Drake and I talk about all the things that we like to have aboard our 42-foot sailboat called Paragon. In our last episode, Drake showed how we can meat for long-term storage without refrigeration. If you missed that episode, then click the link up here to check it out. Today, I'm going to use a jar of chicken that we canned over 3 years ago in 2018 to make an incredibly easy, cruiser-friendly meal with just one pot. A frequent question that we get about living on a boat is, what do we eat? I think some people imagine that we're crouched in a corner ravenously munching on a tasteless energy bar, or that we subsist on a cup of noodles for every meal. The truth is, what we cook on the boat is pretty much what we cooked on land. We have a varied and interesting diet that incorporates a lot of local ingredients, and meals can be as simple or as intricate as we like. There are times, however, when a simple meal that requires very little preparation comes in handy, like when we're at sea, or if we're in an anchorage and it's quite rolly, or maybe we're just feeling a little lazy and don't want to prepare a big meal. This recipe ticks all the boxes for being cruiser-friendly. All of the ingredients are shelf-stable, so you don't have to worry about having refrigeration. I cook it with meat, but it's super easy to make vegan or vegetarian, and it's really great with all sorts of substitutions, so if you don't have the exact ingredients, it's not a problem. Plus, it's just one pot, which means a lot less propane when you're cooking and a lot less water when you're cleaning up. Alright, let's get cooking. Today I'm making Cuban chicken. For this recipe, you'll need olive oil, red wine vinegar, dried fruit, in this case I'm using dried cranberries, chopped tomatoes, rice, a bell pepper, onion, garlic, chicken stock, or in my case a chicken bouillon, olives, and 3 spices, bay leaves, oregano, and cumin. While I'm cutting the vegetables, I'll heat the olive oil in the pan over a medium heat. First, I'm going to chop up the onion and the garlic and the red bell pepper. This recipe is extremely versatile, and the veggie combinations are endless. Don't have bell peppers? Use broccoli, or zucchini, or all of the above. Seriously, it all works and is super tasty. For the dried fruit, I'm using cranberries, but raisins, dates, or even apricots work. And the moment you take out the meat, this dish becomes vegan. It tastes just as delicious with tofu or beans added. The oil is heated up, so I'm going to go ahead and add the onions. Cook until they're tender, about 5 minutes or so. Add a little bit of salt to the onions while they're cooking. It's been about 5 minutes and the onions look great. Next I'm going to add the garlic and cook this until it is fragrant, about a minute or 2. Stir in the tomatoes, chicken chunks. I'm using the whole jar, but half a jar works well too. The bell pepper, dried fruit, in this case cranberries, olives, red wine vinegar, oregano, cumin, and bay leaves. You're basically dumping everything in here with little fanfare, which is part of the reason this meal is so easy to cook at sea and even in bumpy conditions. There are 2 ways to serve this meal. You can cook the chicken mixture and serve it over rice, or you can add rice to the dish and cook it all together. I like to cook it all together. I'll add 1 cup of rice and 2 cups of broth. Have 1 cup of chicken broth made from the bouillon, and I have the juice from the jar of chicken, so I'm going to pour that in here and fill the rest of it with water. Give this all a good stir so that the rice is well mixed in. And I'm going to turn the heat up to bring this to a boil. It's nicely boiling, so I'm going to give it a little stir and reduce the heat to a simmer. And this will simmer for about 20 minutes or until the rice is done. Be sure to give it a good stir every once in a while so that it doesn't stick to the bottom. I'll set the timer for 20 minutes, and while that's cooking, I'd like to thank the sponsor for this video, Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community that has thousands of classes on a wide variety of topics. New premium classes are launched every week, so there's always something new to discover. Most of the classes are under 60 minutes long. Every class has a discussion forum where you can chat with other members and a project where you can submit your work for feedback. I just took a great class called Hand Lettering in Procreate, Fundamentals to Finishing Touches by lettering artist and illustrator Gia Graham. In the class, Gia breaks down the basics of hand lettering. I'd recently downloaded the Procreate app but wasn't quite sure how to use all of the features. Gia showed me how to create beautiful hand lettering in easy and understandable steps. I really appreciated how she explained the technical language and made it simple. I'm excited to start using what I learned in the class to maybe work on a new Drake Paragon coffee mug. What new skill would you like to learn? The first 1,000 people to use our link in the video description will get a free 1-month trial of Skillshare. Click on the link in the video description and start your free trial today. That looks perfect. A little bit of broth you can see on top, but once you stir it up, it all mixes into the rice. I'm just going to take the bay leaves out. That looks so great. You can see all of the chunks of chicken, the bell pepper, onion, garlic. You've got the olives in there. I hope you enjoyed the recipe for Cuban chicken. If you do end up cooking this, take a picture and tag us on Instagram. I would love to see how this turned out. I've included the recipe in the description below, but if you have any questions, just let me know in the comments. And I would love to hear any requests for the next recipe. If you enjoyed this video, please click like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.